Lord, bring the baby now.
Right now.
All right. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Travel with the Dawsons. And you know, this is D Fam and D Squad.
I think we're gonna have to find a new name altogether. Anyway.
Alright, guys, we are excited to be back this week because guess what? We are I'm celebrating 5 years in the UK, and we just want to tell you guys a bit about my experience about being here for 5 years. 5 amazing years. And I'm so grateful to share with you. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to hand over to my wife to do all the talking, ask me all the questions. But if you are new to the channel, guys, welcome back to Travel with the Dawsons. Welcome to the family. Please go ahead and support us by...
You're preaching. Please go ahead.
That's the preacher coming out to me.
You sound like Noah Jones.
And God said, but welcome back. And please...
to me.
Please do subscribe. Please do subscribe and become a part of the family. We are expanding, and we want you guys to expand with us.
Yeah, please subscribe.
Please. So yeah,
I'm just being,
you're being what?
A bit
being
crazy
sweet?
today.
Okay, she's just ready for the babies to come.
I'm so ready.
She's ready.
36 weeks.
We're 36 weeks today, and she's like praying. She asked me yesterday to pray a prayer for the babies to come, and I'm like, God, in your own timing. In your time.
When you prayed, I was like this. Why did you say that? I told you to pray.
No, in God's timing. Anyway,
Anyway,
guys, so yes.
5 years.
5 years.
Let's get into it.
Let's get right into it.
Okay, so just to backtrack a little bit, we got married August 2015. Antonio came to the UK February 2016.
Mm-hmm.
During that process, I think we've spoken about it already.
Slightly, yeah, we touched on it.
But we didn't apply straight away because there were some things to finish up in Jamaica.
Yeah, I was finishing up my degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was just some things that we had to kind of wait a little bit. So we actually applied November, but we're going to do a whole video about the visa process.
Guys, she's been saying that for a while.
I know, but there's a lot of time and planning and everything that goes into this video because the visa process changes so frequently.
Since our time, there's been quite a few changes. So,
and there's a lot of brain work that needs to go into it. I don't want to tell you guys the wrong thing, so we will get there.
But guys, if you're anywhere in the world and you're thinking about migrating to the UK, if you're in a long distance relationship, talking to someone, need maybe some information, just DM us. You can find us on Instagram, Travel with the Dawsons. Now you can just inbox us. We can guide you guys through our experience. So the process might have changed, but we're still here to support you.
Definitely.
And she's a pro. She did all the research. We didn't get any lawyer or anything. This is Lawyer Dawson. She's good at it. She'll give you guys information.
Yeah.
All right.
So during that time we applied, got through. It wasn't a nice waiting period. I tell you that for free.
You should know.
It was not nice, but we got there in the end. So my question to you is: during the latter part of you getting through, obviously I think we've spoken about why we chose the UK, why I didn't go to Jamaica, and all of that in another video.
So go check that out, guys.
Is it How We Met?
I think it might have been the How We Met.
Yeah. So go and check that video out. But what was the process like for you to pack up your life of 20 whatever years in Jamaica, all you've known, and just pack it into 2 suitcases?
2 suitcases. Can you imagine? That was crazy.
Your whole life.
My entire life was packed into 2 suitcases, migrating to a country I've never been before. And it was crazy. But if I could just backtrack a bit, I mean, when we got married, I was finishing my last semester of university. At the time, I was studying a degree in psychology, and I remember it being a very challenging time because I was a part-time student, and I decided I'm going to finish all the course. All the course as a full-time student while working as a police, while serving as a minister in the church, and at that time I was very, very devoted to the gym. So I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna get it done. So I changed. Don't have those muscles anymore. Huh? So I changed to a full-time student just to finish in one semester. And I'm telling you, I literally live at the university. I'll be at the university like every night, just beating the books. Eventually, the December came, I finished the course, and the process came that what's that mean? Babies are kicking. Yeah. So the process came that I applied, and when we applied in November, we applied, right? Mm-hmm. And then we applied in October. November.
We sent it off.
Yeah. And then we got the information maybe around January, just as I finished the course, that I had 28 days to leave Jamaica. 28 days.
Yeah, that was the end of January.
The end of January, 28 days. I'm like, oh my God.
Because we didn't expect that. Although we done all the research and everything, we were waiting for the go-ahead. I don't know, reality didn't... I don't think we read that.
Yeah, I
we
didn't
knew
know that
it was going to be like a deadline, like 28 days you have to leave the country.
Yeah,
we didn't
so
know that,
literally, yeah.
And it was like, whoa, this is real now.
Yeah. So I had 28 days to leave the country. So I had to, I think I've said this in another video, I had to start looking for a person to sell my car to, cover all my bills and everything, and my clothes. I had to think about giving away what I could not take. It was just a crazy period, but it was also exciting because I'm like, okay, I get to be with my wife. But one of the things that I was worrying about is that I worked so hard for my degree. And at the time I was like, you know what, I'm not going to even get to graduate. But then I'm like, you know what, because one thing I always wanted, guys, was to like be in my graduation suit and look so slick. And I'm like, yeah, my gown and everything. And I didn't get to do that because I migrated just in the process of the graduation period coming up. And it was, I couldn't go back to Jamaica at the time.
But graduate, it was just a picture. Really.
For me, it was just a picture. I really just wanted the pictures. Yeah, I got the certificate.
I know, but you worked really hard.
I worked really hard because at the time I invested. I really wanted to kind of, celebrate that moment. However, so 28 days to leave, packed up everything, give away what I was supposed to give away, tell my church goodbye. That was really sad. The Sunday they had a little celebration thing for me, and they gave me a little award and so forth and sent me off very well.
But how did you feel?
I felt, to be honest, it was a mixed emotion because at that time I was just getting my life together in Jamaica in a very good way. Everything was looking up for me. I had most things that I needed, and I was just finishing university, so I didn't like, was eager to leave.
Bittersweet.
It was a bittersweet kind of experience. And then
when you packed up everything and now you were like at the airport, who was there with you?
Oh, my family, my mother, my brother, my sister, not my brother, my mother, my sister, some of my work colleagues, and one of my other friends.
So it was a big thing.
Quite a few people came. Me have people, big up to all the people who escort me to the airport. Big up, cheers to you guys.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry. Honestly, I didn't cry. I was trying to force cry at one point, like just wanted to feel that emotion, like I'm going away forever, but it wasn't there. It wasn't there. No, okay. So, guys, I was feeling it, but I didn't cry. Cry.
So when you were on the airplane now,
yeah,
and you were coming.
Mm-hmm. So
that's the longest flight you've ever been on.
It's the longest flight I've ever been on. It's my third time traveling. I think it was my third time. That wasn't my third time because we had traveled to Dominican Republic and.
Oh wow!
So yeah, by that time I traveled quite a few times.
But it was the longest flight.
It's the longest flight I've ever been on.
Short flight.
But the good thing about the flight is that they had food and the thing was there, and I just had my TV. Oh, what's that TV?
Yes, TV.
Yeah, I had my TV. I had my thing where once I have movie, guys, I'm good. So I was just there watching movies.
You didn't sleep the whole time?
No, I slept in between.
Okay.
But I was just flipping through the channels, and it's Virgin. Guys, if you're traveling to Jamaica, you gotta go with Virgin. If it's not Virgin, don't travel.
Anyway, you would think that they're giving us money. This is not, because it's not an ad. Yeah, so when you landed, what were your thoughts like?
No, before I landed, I remember we were touching down, and the pilot is saying that we're coming down, we're landing now. And I could see, all I could see is just this dark mass over the UK, over England, over London. It's just so dark and thick. I'm like, this place is horrible.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, oh my God, is this cloud? I couldn't see anything. I'm like, this is, when you're touching down.
February.
Yeah, when you're touching down.
Winter.
Yeah, when you're touching down into any country, it's just clear you can see this beautiful atmosphere. It wasn't like that when I was coming. It was winter, and all I could see was this darkness, this cloud over London, and it was horrible. I'm like, oh my God, where am I going?
Okay, what were your first impressions?
First impression is it's grey. The weather, as everybody says, not nice.
Mm-hmm.
The buildings were a shock. Like, buildings look very old in my mind at the time. Like, look, it just didn't look like New York. Because I'm used to like going to New York and being in Times Square. I'm like, this is not Times Square.
Yes.
So there's no real excitement. Like, I'm accustomed to this living in the spotlight. I'm accustomed to the kind of, I like the city life.
Yeah.
I didn't get that until later when I went into like London and so forth.
Yeah.
By the time when I came, I was like, not impressed really. Wasn't impressed.
Did it put you off? Did you think, I want to go home?
No, because I had a made up mind that I was relocating. So I was already mentally checked out and checked into my new life. I wasn't coming with this mindset that I'm just going to want to go back to Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
I came ready to build a life with you. Yeah. That's seriously. I came ready to kind of just.
I think that was my biggest fear. My biggest fear was like, you go on holiday to Jamaica, paradise, and all of this, and then we had been to different countries, and I know how England is, and my biggest fear was that, oh, he's not gonna like it. Like, you were so active in Jamaica, and he was doing a lot of things. And at the time in which you came as well, you were nominated for Top Cop. Do you remember?
Yeah, I was nominated for Top. I couldn't even go through. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was a very, very, very significant time in my life when I came, because things was just coming together for me in Jamaica.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And it was just like a time where I was like, oh. In my mind, like a piece of me was like, okay, if he doesn't like it, then we're gonna have to move.
Aww. Like
that kind of thing. And I was like dreading that he wouldn't like it. But when you came and you adapted and you just were like in it, I was like, what?
I think I came with a very open mind. And I think what was good for me before, even though the experience when I just came wasn't like a New York experience where I'm in Times Square, I came knowing that I was in a different place. But I was with someone I knew and someone who we've been together for a long time. So I kind of, it's kind of foolish but good in a sense. I kind of put all my trust in this relationship.
Why is it foolish?
Foolish in the sense that some people would be like, oh, well, why would you just, put everything, all your trust in this one thing? But I think because for me, faith was such a great part of it, and we were married by now, and we had this real good bond of traveling and doing so much before I actually came to the UK.
And it was good because when you came, we like done a lot of things. A lot of dinners, theatre. Like we properly toured. We've just done everything. Whatever.
Not only that, guys. When I came, this girl had a new wardrobe for me. Yes, I'm like, okay. She made it so fun. The day when I landed, was it shortly after there was a dinner planned for me?
It was that night.
Wow, the night I landed, there was a dinner planned for me. With some of her closest friends. So just coming in and just going around people who embrace you, people who wanted to see you, excited to know more about you, was quite good. And as I said, I had new things, but like clothes.
So that was all kind of I didn't remember that.
Yeah, you had a lot of clothes and like so you had clothes for the weather.
Yeah.
And when I came, the clothes that I had wasn't kind of ideal for the weather
Yeah.
and so forth. And I remember you met me at the airport and
yeah, it was nice. So we were able to do a lot of things, and then also traveling as well.
yeah.
So that very year, 2016, we went to Italy.
Yeah, it was my first time traveling in Europe.
Yeah.
And that was just amazing.
That was a really nice trip as well.
One of my best trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to what's the name of the place again? Pisa. And look at the Leaning Tower.
Yeah, so that was really, really nice. Like we had a good time. So what else was I gonna ask you now? Like since you've been here, what has been like the biggest shock for you?
Biggest shock.
Like cultural shock.
Like
in terms of food, I think there's a big Caribbean community here, big Jamaican community.
Even that you did well because she thought I'm just gonna need Jamaican food, so she went and she buy.
Well, I was living in London.
Loads of Jamaican food like saltfish,
all these things. He didn't touch it.
We call it corned beef and all these things. But to be honest, I am very adaptable, so I was open to eat whatever you cook. I didn't I have to get Caribbean food or whatever. That wasn't my style. But the question is,
what was the question?
You asked the question again.
Biggest culture shock.
Biggest culture shock. I think.
Was it the people?
Yeah, that was the biggest culture shock for me. I just couldn't get how these people function. Coming from a place where people are happy. Coming from an environment where people would say hi, say good morning, say hello. That wasn't the case here. And the worst thing for me was when I was passing people and I would say hello and they'd be like, they give me that they don't look you in the face and be like, I'm like, why are people like this? So after a while I recognized that I became so offended by how people was not warm.
But then just interject, which you probably know now, that is a London, that's a South thing.
Yeah.
Going Manchester, Birmingham, up north is very different.
Yeah. That was a London thing. So I came in London and that's how it is. You're on the train. Everybody's just into what they're doing. Like you see 20 people and 9, maybe 18 they're just on their phone or in the newspaper or something. Nobody interact. Nobody talk. It's horrible.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a very London thing. So now you realise that, going to Birmingham or up north, if you've ever been north.
Yeah. People are more friendly and
people
welcoming.
Are more, friendly.
Yeah.
Oh wow. What do you miss Jamaica?
Come on, it's my home. I'm always gonna miss Jamaica.
Do you miss living there, I should say?
Not really. No disrespect to Jamaica. Jamaica is my place. But, I don't miss living in Jamaica because I have found peace having a family here.
Are you just saying that?
No, seriously, I found peace having a family here. And I think I would go back to Jamaica and feel happy if I have my family. Or wherever I go in the world, I'll be happy if I have my family. Because that will become kind of the center of my world. Mm-hmm. So I guess wherever I'm at, I'll find peace and happiness because I have my family with me. Otherwise, yeah.
In terms of jobs, like you transitioned from being a police officer to now you're a therapist. Mm-hmm. It's very different.
Yeah.
Role. Do you regret any?
No regrets. I think this is one I want to just stop and tell you about destiny. When I joined the police force, I recognized that I needed to understand the mind of people and to really operate as a police officer. Therefore, I was led to do psychology. I went into psychology, not knowing where God would take me. As I said earlier, I finished the degree just as I was coming to the UK. And at the time they said I wouldn't get a job. I came, my wife was researching. Thank you so much. She was researching jobs for me. And she sent out applications and so forth to people. And one of the persons said, when he comes, let him come and see me for an informal chat. 4 days into the country, we went to look at this woman who works within a psychological service. She's a therapist and a counselor. And when I went into this, it's a personality disorder service, and I just had an informal chat with her. She sent me to speak to another manager, and then that manager sent me to speak to another manager, and I spoke to 3 managers that day. When I left, she said, "We will think about we'll think about you and maybe offer you an interview." As I reached home that same day, the lady called me back and offered me a job. Didn't do an interview, no formal interview or anything. 4 days into the country, I had a job. And that was my route into psychology. So I worked in a personality disorder service for about 3 months before I got permanent role in the company.
Mm-hmm.
They took me on as a bank worker for 3 months, and then the lady offered me a permanent job. 9 months in, I got promoted to work in a different role. Then, just maybe about a year in, I got promoted again, and then I went on to the training to become a therapist. So I think God was actually doing something great through the process of bringing me here, because now that I'm doing therapy, I recognize that this is actually for me. Policing was good, it was a great experience, but I think the impact and the kind of change that I want to make, I could not do it with a gun. A gun is good to have it, you feel good, you feel a sense of power, or working with the law, you feel like you're making a great impact, which I love. But just being able to take on someone who is struggling with some real intimate, personal, distorted thinking, and then you're able to kind of give them tools to change how they think and to manage their mental health difficulties. It's mind blowing. I get up going to work each day feeling like I'm going to see results. I'm going to impact somebody.
You get up, go to Zoom.
Yeah. I get up going to Zoom.
Get up, go to your laptop each day.
Yeah, and it's still rewarding. I mean,
He's working from home. We're still in lockdown.
Yeah, I'm still in lockdown, and I just went on to a high level of therapy where I'm doing more intense kind of therapy with people like with OCD or PTSD and all those complex things. But I'm extremely loving it. Yeah.
Good.
Challenging course, but loving it.
Do you have any regrets?
Coming here, no regrets.
None at all.
No.
Is there anything that you think, I wish I did that before I left?
Yes.
What's that?
Wish I had bought my house in Jamaica. That's the only thing I wish I'd done before I came here. Because it would have been much cheaper then, and I had the opportunity, but other things took precedence, such as getting married and so forth. So, still no regrets, but yeah.
Okay. And what do you like most about being in the UK?
I think I touched on that already. I think it's a humbling place. It brings you to a place where you just recognize that you just need to work and just achieve what you want to achieve and not feel like you have to brag with the things behind the name, Yeah, it's quite humbling for me.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Final question.
Yep.
Do you have any advice that you would give to any Jamaicans that would like to come to the UK? Or I would say Jamaican spouses that are in the process of migrating to the UK.
Okay, so if you are someone who is in the process of migrating from whichever country, not just Jamaica, to the UK, there's a lot of negative things that people say about the UK coming in. Come with an open mind, come with a mindset to work hard, and come with a mindset to build. Come with a mindset to partner with the person that God has placed you with. That's if that God has placed that person in your life. And this is something that I would always say. We're prone to say trust the process, but I would say trust the processor. Trust God who controls the process of your life. When I was coming here, maybe about 4 years before, I had a revelation that I was going to go into the darkness and into the unknown. I didn't know where God was taking me, but that was this country. If it is God's will for you to be here, you will never falter, you will never fail. He will make a way even when there seem to be no way. Mm-hmm. What people say will not work out in your favor will work in your favor. There's many things that you will hear about the UK, but everybody's story is different. Mm-hmm. My story is different from other people's story, And I'm just thankful to God because He's given me this story. But your story has been written even right now. So as you prepare, don't let doubt take over. Trust God. Trust the processor. God bless.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
And we are out.
Yep. And yeah.
So I just want to say thank you to everyone for tuning in again one more time with us. And just celebrating with us 5 years of being in the UK.
5 years, and I'm not sure where. Maybe it might not be. I'm gonna say 5 more years to go, but it might be.
Might be somewhere else.
Maybe somewhere else.
Stay
Who knows?
tuned.
Who knows where God's taking us?
Yeah, so 5 years in the UK, and this year, 2021, we are celebrating 6 years of marriage.
6 years of marriage.
And we
Time
are
went by so fast.
So many celebrations. We're celebrating just life itself.
Yeah.
We are.
Her birthday is coming up, guys.
It's ages away.
It's May.
We're in March.
But that's 2 months away.
We're celebrating 36 weeks.
36
we're celebrating family of 5. We're celebrating life. We're celebrating everything.
And we're celebrating you guys. Thank you so much every week for being here.
Yeah, definitely.
Please continue to support the platform. Go ahead. Tell people about Travel with Dawson. Let us grow. We want to get to 1K subscribers.
Definitely.
We've been stalling, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's get there. Let's get there. Tell your friends to come on. Tell your friends to come on. Listen to Travel with Dawson. This is the place to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've thank you to our OGs out there that are always commenting, always tuning in, and the first ones to log on and stay tuned with us. We love you all. Yep. And I'm getting cramps.
All right. So as we always say, peace, peace. We are out.
Oh my gosh.
This is the last guys. She's getting cramps. Oh my God. You feel that?
You feel that?
Yeah, the babies are moving like crazy.
It's hard.
Wow. It's like this.
Oh.
Come on, push.
Can't push.
Push through it.
I've got pain.
Oh. You'll be over soon. 2 more days to go.